Hello everyone, Tim here. This video is going to be a giant vlog on my time going to Los Angeles. I did a week and a half in Los Angeles, and I did a little bit of a pre-vacation in my area, going to some stuff beforehand. Overall, 2 weeks, recorded a lot of stuff. It's all attached here. And as a movie fan, I've always wanted this vacation. I did movie studios, I did filming locations, did concerts. This is a dream come true, best vacation I ever had. So this video is a kind of keepsake for me and April, and you can watch along and see what we did over the course of our trip. It was phenomenal. And at the end is going to be a haul where we had to ship stuff back because we got enough stuff. So stick around. It's a long one. Skip around if you'd like. We did a lot. We kicked things off in Hershey Park, which is about 2 hours from us. They have an event at night called Dark Nights, specifically for Halloween. It's kind of their Halloween Horror Nights type of event. And we wanted to go and check it out, kind of kickstart things. We figured we may as well go during the day, though, first. We're already going. May as well try to hit up some rides. And we didn't have very much luck with that. The place was packed. But I did get to enjoy some good food. And when you go to these horror events in theme parks, food is kind of a staple. It's a pretty big part of it. And they didn't disappoint here on food. The park may have been packed beyond freaking capacity, but I got to eat some good theme park food. Got to go to a zoo, which was really also very, very packed. But regardless, it was a fun overall day in the park before we kicked off into the horror event at night. Also got to get some good arcade time in here too. Sometimes these theme parks can have iffy arcades, but man, this thing actually had some old classic machines up and running still. Really good pinball selection and tons of crane machines that we spent most of our money on losing and losing and losing and losing until we ended up finally getting a win. It took most of our credits, but right here, finally getting ourselves a win. Yay us. We lost so many times, though. But now we're into the horror event, though. This is the reason we made the trip. And I enjoyed it. They put on some pretty damn good mazes, but the place was so freaking packed. That was its main downfall. Like, I felt like I needed a VIP to really enjoy the night.
Price is wrong, bitch.
The price is wrong, bitch.
So I'm editing this video. This is voiceover Tim. And to hear April in the background saying the price is wrong, bitch, just sent me. But we are doing the Price is Right live at Bethlehem Steel. And I couldn't record a whole lot of this. This is meant to be like cameras off, but hey, you see us putting on our tags. We got our souvenir magnet, and we're about ready to sit down and just enjoy the Price is Right live. Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
We didn't get called to come on down, but that was fun.
So much fun.
That was a lot of fun. So, yeah, definitely going to try that again in the future, right?
Definitely. It was so much fun.
Yeah. Last day before our flight, freaking nighttime before our flight. We're in for not much sleep here, but we're going to see Allie and AJ with VIP tickets. So freaking excited. April and I have been watching both Allie and AJ for years, since we were younger. Been listening to their music. Just super, super excited for this show. What a cool way to kind of end our time in PA before hopping on a plane and heading all the way across the country. So, yeah, listen to some of the music. And here's a picture of us with them. Because... All right, now that you've seen those kind of like intro days, that was like our pre-vacation. Now it's heading to LA. Finish the concert at 11 something, drive home, hop in bed, get about 3 hours of sleep, and off to LA. So yeah, next week and a half, all LA. Here we are about 2:30 after landing at LAX. We drove down to Long Beach afterward and staying the night in the Queen Mary. What a heck of a way to kind of kickstart our time in California. Queen Mary is such an iconic ship. Super cool to be able to stay on it. Everything about it is still so vintage feeling. They didn't go updating lots of it. Like, it's still very much so a 1930 ship, which is very cool, including having haunted rooms like B340 here. I had a great time just exploring this ship. Everything about it had shops in there selling all types of merch, like including horror merch, because they have a horror event as well called Dark Harbor, which will be shown. But yeah, for right now, just kind of watch as we explore the ship a little bit. I really enjoyed here. This is the ship's pool, which is off limits, but supposedly haunted. Neat to see. This whole area is pretty much the museum of the ship for all intents and purposes. You can walk down into the engine room, kind of just explore the whole area. Lots of stuff to read. There's going to be a whole exhibit on their use of the ship during World War II. Very, very interesting. I just overall just enjoyed browsing around. That's really the key here. Because we were guests, we didn't have to pay to get into this stuff. You just walk the ship freely. It's a really cool experience. This area right here is their World War II display. Walk down the spiral staircase, and this entire floor area here is all pretty much dedicated to the use of the conversion and use of this ship during World War II to carry troops. I believe it still holds some type of record for most troops held or something like that on this size ship. Some type of record like that. But very cool to see all this stuff. They had it all set up nice like a museum. The ship just it provides so much for the value of the room price, I feel like. I really enjoy just walking around. I kind of wish I had more time, to be honest. By the time we got there, I don't know. I just felt like I didn't have enough time. So like we're technically standing outside.
Yeah, standing on the wall. We're going around.
Now we're in the upstairs area. Again, more exploring. One of the reasons I really wanted to come onto this ship, besides the fact that you're walking on history, how many ships like this from this time period are still even in existence. It's really is a piece of history, but it's also a piece of movie history in a way. This was used for the filming of Poseidon Adventure for some, used for The Aviator, 13th Floor, and some other movies. So it's movie history, it's actual history. Man, there needs to be more kind of places like this to go. So cool. But now it's time for food. I was hungry. April was hungry. And we were the only people here. Kind of weird feeling. Honestly, I watched some videos beforehand and the ship looked kind of bumping. Not when we were there. It was pretty empty. But the service was fantastic, probably because nobody was there. And the food was great. And now we're into Dark Harbor. Just like that. Boom. Dark Harbor time. This is their kind of horror event. And I'll just kind of let this play a little bit. But all I have to say on this event is it kind of sucks ass. It's really not a good horror event. Maybe we caught it at the wrong time. But I thought it sucked. April thought it sucked. But it kind of is what it is. I do not recommend. It was really bad.
So come on board.
By leaps and bounds, this is the type of stuff I was most excited to come to LA for, doing all of the studio tours. And throughout this video, you will see them all. We bought VIPs for pretty much all of them. Starting off with the VIP tour here. Look at that beautiful VIP badge. Well worth it here. So what VIP gives you is a longer overall tour. Our tour was about 6 hours. Starts you off in this room where you get kind of all you want to grab food. You watch this video, and then we hopped out and started the actual tour. One thing is you cannot film video during like any of this. So that's why you're seeing just pictures flash by on the screen. It's pictures only, no video. Apparently, Chris Pine walked by us and we did not see him. The tour guide is not allowed to point people out, but he mentioned after the fact that Chris Pine walked by. So, shucks. But still, there was also a lot of filming going on, which was kind of a trend throughout all of the studios at that time. Everything kind of depends on what kind of filming is going on. There was a lot going on. So the tour guide had to be very creative, showed us some stuff that isn't traditionally shown. This part right here, seeing all of these movie props and stuff like that from the prop department, freaking awesome. I love movie props. So this stuff made me very happy. I had a smile on my face. Everything about this tour was just absolutely phenomenal. Expensive, but you get a free meal here. Well, I shouldn't say free. Again, you paid for it. But you ate in a beautiful place. After the eating, we got pretty much kind of kicked out to this area where you're now free roam. At this point, there's no tour guide. You just walk through. You're looking at movie props and costumes and all types of stuff. It's all on you at that point, how long or how little you want to spend. Very, very enjoyable again. I want to go back. I seriously want to go back. This area right here is pretty much dedicated purely to superheroes for DC, and the rest of it is all Harry Potter. We pretty much skipped the DC stuff. You see a little bit, and spent the rest of the time in the Harry Potter area, which was well worth it. Tons of Harry Potter props all around.
There's nothing hidden in your head the sorting hat can't see. So try me on, and I will tell you where you ought to be.
Your cunning is matched by few. Yes, no question here. You belong in
Slytherin!
You're directionally lost sometimes. Tour is over, and now it's time to shop. You always got to exit through the gift shop, but I will give Warner Brothers credit. They had the best gift shop of the studios. You'll see all the rest of the stuff, but yeah, their gift shop was freaking awesome, to be honest. They had stuff for properties that I would have never expected to have merch. I mean, you might have quickly saw a flash on screen. What happened to Baby Jane shirt? I mean, that's crazy. So yeah, this was an awesome gift shop.
Oh, I know, it's awesome.
But I did make them up like this.
Then just before you're ready to exit, they also have in their main lobby when you walk in, movie props and things like that. Like, look at this from Exorcist. That's insane. So yeah, you even get some stuff for free if you walk in the lobby. You can check that stuff out. It's well worth it. If you didn't guess by now, we're at SoFi Stadium. This is how we ended the day. A whole 6-hour tour. And now we're going to see the Chargers against the Vikings. Very, very cool. That's Cameron Brink that's doing that siren. That's kind of cool because we watched WNBA, and that was just neat to see. That added no context to anything, but very, very cool to be in here. This stadium is insane. It kind of left us speechless, to be honest. If I could go to another game there, which might be possible kind of soon, to be honest, I will go because this place was really amazing. I gotta say, it's kind of weird though when you go to a game and you're not particularly a fan of either team. We were just going there for good football. That was the goal. And I can't even say it was good football because the Vikings got their asses kicked. So this was just mostly about experience, to be honest. I didn't get to really pull for either team. I pull for Texans, even though that makes no sense. And I'm a PA person, but whatever. Neither one of these teams are my team. But SoFi's awesome. There's that. Hey, look, it's us. So right after the game, final thing was checking into the Hollywood Roosevelt, which is an absolutely iconic hotel. Amazing that we got to stay in there. I was willing to kind of shell out the extra bucks because I really wanted to stay in such an iconic hotel that's supposedly haunted. They were playing Scarface right there by the pool. It's right on the Walk of Fame. Like, it's right there. You look across the street, there's the TCL Theater. The Dolby Theater is there. Like, it's right there in the hub of what you think of when you think of downtown LA. It's incredible. This is going to be a packed day right here. So we arrived at Universal Studios. We got to Valet Park because we have tickets for VIP tour. This is essentially a max of 10-person tour where I think we had somewhere 8 to 10 people. And they just walk you onto every ride. They take you for a more extensive kind of backlot tour. You're fed to start. You're fed later on. It's pretty damn cool. I think we spent about $800 for the two of us. So if you're ever interested, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's a neat feeling to walk around and just kind of walk onto every ride. Like right there is our private tour guide. Very, very fun experience. I would definitely do this again for sure. Man, the views here are just absolutely incredible. But here we are now on our VIP bus. So when you do the regular backlot tour, you're on like a tram. When you do the VIP, they put you on this bus. They essentially stick two VIP tour groups together for this part. So the bus held, it was like 16 or 20 people or whatever, and they walked us through this whole part. We get to go into a sound stage. They give us more context to everything. The normal backlot tour, I think, is like 45 minutes. This was, I think, about 2 hours, and we got to get off the tram several times. As a movie fan, amazing. Unfortunately, there was a lot of filming going on, a lot like the Warner Brothers one, so there was sections kind of closed off, but that's what happens with a working backlot tour. It kind of is what it is.
So live audience multi-camera sitcom takes about 5 days to make one episode. That's true of really any 30-minute sitcom. An hour-long drama is more like 7 or 8 days. The Edith Head Building. It's named after a costume designer called... Good job. Sometimes nobody answers. Inside here, Hannah's folks go to Hannah.
Here's one of the areas we got to get off, which was super cool because if you've ever seen the Kristen Bell, Ted Danson show, The Good Place, this area, I mean, this was all used for The Good Place and was all in it. And it was awesome to walk this. Like, to walk it and stare at areas like, oh, I remember that from the show. I remember that from the show. Really awesome experience and a very Los Angeles type of experience. This type of stuff is why I've always wanted to make it out this way.
From there. And then we'll hop back on the vehicle.
Unfortunately, in Orlando, both Earthquake and right here, Jaws, both of them are closed. They're gone. So seeing this again, amazing. This was one of the things I was most anticipated, honestly, in Universal.
Jaws was Steven Spielberg's very first big motion picture. He was really trusted with the company, only 27 years old, and it was almost his last. It has the backlight that shine like where's the water supposed to be on the street. This is very definitely practice. Guys, cut the rain. Guys. Whoa. Too much water, shut it off. On your right hand side, you're gonna see this white house. That's a practical set. Call it that Friday Rocky. Drive down the most popular block here on the back lot. This is Colonial Street, aka Anywhere USA, because it can be anywhere in the entire United States, any suburban area. But also, we like to call this Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighborhood.
House. It's also where Eddie Murphy lived in a Christmas movie called Candy Cane Lane. On your right hand side, this yellow house was Davy's house. Never Have I Ever, Mindy Kaling's TV show. If you look on the left, that white house with the blue dome is used in the Ted TV show. The purple house is the Munster family house, 1313 Mockingbird Lane, the Munsters. The green house back there is Matlock's house. Now, I want to show you exactly how we do what's called an establishing shot. This gyrosphere from Jurassic World. The gyrosphere is missing something important. Can anybody tell me what it's missing? We're supposed to see people, but he's been going to therapy. He's working on himself. Hi, Norman. I have some friends that want to say hi. Norman? Where? welcome to the set of Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds. This is the airplane crash site. You can see the plane had a perfect flight record. It was out of commission when we bought it from the Mojave Desert from there.
California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jr.
So these sets were actually constructed in the Santa Clarita Desert, a couple hours north of here. That's where they filmed the movie. They were deconstructed when they wrapped filming so that they could open as a park studio for attraction the day the movie premiered. It's the first time in Universal history they've ever done something like that. Open an attraction the same day as the movie. But also it's history making for director Jordan Peele, makes him the very first director of color to have a permanent set here on the backlot, which is awesome. He was inspired by these directors he has a sense next to him.
The backlot tour part is done, and now the tour guide is basically going to take us from ride to ride and essentially just walk us on. It's kind of, we almost take either back entrances in or we get walked through like the express queue but pass everybody and go straight onto the ride. That's what the VIP does. So we started off, we're in Mario area, which it's super amazing to see this in person. I've seen so many videos of this land, but when you're actually in there and seeing it with your own eyes, the scale of it, absolutely just astonishing, like kind of jaw-dropping. It's very, very cool.
Everybody right back here where we are in the corner of the metro.
Another thing I was super excited for is the Water World stunt show. I've heard nothing but it being amazing, and it really, really was.
Why don't you do me a favor up there, champ? Stand in one spot. Look at me use Chuck as a shield. You go back. You got a plane to catch. Come on, fish boy. Let's go.
That was one of the best theme park shows I've ever seen. There's a reason that's been going on for decades. But at this point now, we're actually kind of towards the middle to back end of being walked on to each ride. And there's some of these I had to flat out skip as well, which was kind of a bummer leaving April to kind of go on them alone. But I don't do so well with some of the kind of motion rides, and that's some of what Universal has. But I was there for the back lot as the primary thing, so everything else was just kind of secondary and worth it. But look at this. Look at the scale of that. A working studio, a theme park. Man, I want to go back so bad. And what's a theme park without some shopping? Of course, we stopped in quite a bit of shops. I only grabbed footage at some of them. The Mario shop was super cool looking, though. Again, very just brings you in the experience. Lots of autographs and all types of stuff around, which, you know, I love that type of stuff. The prices were definitely on the higher end, though, that's for sure. But really, really cool merch. We had to kind of watch what we were buying because everything either had to be shipped back or somehow fit into our bags.
Made a quick stop out to the City Walk because I really wanted to go into this store. This is like a very Tim type store, so excited to check out what's in there. All autographed statues and stuff like that.
So Celebrity Authentics is a site I've ordered from once, maybe twice. They do have some cheaper stuff, but they do a lot of like high-end collectibles, getting them signed by different actors. I just wanted to kind of see this in person, to be honest. I knew that I realistically couldn't buy very much of anything, if anything, in here, but I just wanted to see it. They had a partnership going with Sideshow Collectibles, so like these statues right now, they're gonna be Sideshow statues when they're all, you know, finished, got final approvals. They look fantastic, so it was really cool to see those in person before many people did. But otherwise, I just kind of wanted to look around, and I wish I had a lot of money in here and a lot of space.
Those boxing gloves would be so fun for any of those movies.
Oh my God, look, for Taxi Driver.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Ice. The dude who made that movie sucks, but that's awesome.
Oh, the bust is amazing.
Yeah.
And look at it's cool seeing the car from like price wise because I have it and just it looks great under light.
Yeah.
But I really like the kind of Pennywise signed by Skarsgård there. That looked really, really good. The T-Virus, yeah, I was just looking at the T-Virus. Statues do look really good signed though. Look at that, signed by Shatner.
Oh, that's so cool. That one's signed by Shatner too.
Yeah. And we got Sigourney down here. Wow. All right, so we walked out of that store, loved it, didn't get anything in there. I wanted to, but anyways, we are headed now back to the park. We're gonna check in for our RIP and then just chill until that starts, and then it's all Halloween Horror Nights.
Now we're back for the RIP tour, which is going to be the VIP tour, same principle, except for now it's all about taking us into each house. And we get some little perks, like we get to eat food with Art the Clown kind of just walking around the room and kind of, you know, playfully toying with some people, spinning his intestines around right there that he cut out of someone. Yeah, really, really fun experience. If you've never done Horror Nights, well worth it. But RIP is just something different. Just being able to get walked into everything is just unreal.
Miss me?
The bitch is back.
Oh, pretty good. Now.
Amazing to get to see the Psycho house so close, get some pictures with a Norman Bates actor. This whole section was awesome. The whole Blumhouse horror tram or whatever it was called, really, really just a fun time. I had a smile on my face this whole part.
To the party, cupcake. All right, meat sacks. Let's get this party started.
This is so awesome to be like.
Exclusive to the RIP tour, they gave you these photo opportunities as part of Blumhouse, Exorcist, Black Phone. There's going to be Megan here. Really, kind of an added little perk. Pretty neat. Pictures came out okay.
All right, I'm going to walk and talk and say 2022 film, nope, the filming was finished. They tore down these sets and then reconstructed them right here to open with the world-famous studio tour the exact same day the movie came out, July 22nd.
This doesn't really get scare zones.
How about your family?
How you doing? How's your night going? Good? Yeah. Okay, RIP is right over here. Okay,
Horror Nights is such a fun event. We're contemplating going to the Orlando one for 2026.
Okay, so we're done. We're heading out. Did full VIP, RIP. It's like 10:30. All the houses. Had a blast. Poltergeist was my favorite house. We're gonna head to the hotel. I got this here, and then April's got some stuff, so we'll show you what we got.
We're going to start today off at the Charmed house. April standing in front of it, and right next to it is the Thriller house from Michael Jackson's Thriller. And only about a half mile or so away, there was Echo Park Lake, which was not in our itinerary at all. We just were driving to the Charmed house, and we're like, oh, look, there's a sign for Echo Park. So we went to Echo Park. It was pretty, and we recently saw it in the Freakier Friday movie, so that was kind of cool. Right here is the high school exterior for Boy Meets World. This was in our itinerary, but we didn't plan it for that moment, which was kind of cool. We just ran across it. But then it's breakfast time, which Egg Tuck, this sandwich right here, phenomenal. Such a good sandwich. I loved it. Then it was time to go shopping. So we went to Burbank Sports Cards first to spend too much freaking money, but we were going to pretty much go down this one road and just shop after shop after shop. I figured may as well start off with the card store because cards are pretty expensive. So let's get the heavy hitter kind of out of the way first. And I want to go back. I really, really want to go back to the store.
So many cards here.
On to our next place, which I did have in the itinerary, Be Kind Video. But what's funny is I wasn't trying to go to it at that moment. April kind of was like, oh, here it is, as we were walking down the road. So this was just kind of to see the place. From the gist I was getting, it was more of a rental store. There seemed to have some stuff to purchase. I kind of just wanted to see it. It's always cool seeing a store that is just walls of physical media, and that's exactly what this place was. But we didn't have a whole lot of room to bring a lot of that stuff home. So it's just kind of to check it out and then walk our way down to the next shop. Really pretty road, lots and lots of places. And next place was It's a Wrap. This place is cool because it is all clothing that was either in or meant to be in TV shows and movies. So they put codes on every piece of article of clothing, and that ties to whatever show or movie that it was meant for. Very, very fun to look through this place. We did grab stuff.
Walked out with a bag of stuff, $53. We got a shirt from the movie Arthur the King with Wahlberg, and April comes around. She found a shirt for the show, that The Neighborhood?
The Neighborhood with Cedric the Entertainer and Max Greenfield.
But the shirt is specifically has the character name Lamar written on it, which is Kevin Pollak's character in the show. So got a shirt either worn by Kevin Pollak in the show or for him, and not sure, but very cool. 4 things, $53. That was a really, really neat store to kind of shop around in. The other 2 things I got, just one is from CBS and the other one is from Warner Brothers, but they don't tell you what
they're from, but they could be from anything,
hey,
movie, TV, or just like a news station or something. So
super neat store.
Next place up was Blast from the Past, which is kind of a retro toy store along with a bunch of other stuff. I don't know how to categorize this place, to be honest. They had vintage movie posters, lots of collectibles and toys. There was movies, music, kind of a hodgepodge of a store, to be honest. But it was very much so a Tim type of hodgepodge of a store. I like stuff like this. Again, the space limitations really made shopping a little difficult, but it doesn't change that I dug walking through this store.
Yeah.
Had I known that later in the trip I would end up with movie posters and find a way to ship them home, I probably would have dug through these quite a bit more. But at the time, I was like, how the hell do I get these home? This place is super neat. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what the heck this place was called. It was kind of a little hole in the wall, but while they had some movies, they got really good posters. I thought it was cool. They had a lot of like the for your consideration stuff, which is what April spent time mostly looking through. They had books, it was a lot of like vintage Hollywood stuff. It was a really neat little hole in the wall. That's what it was. The horror bodega was aesthetically freaking awesome. This place was so cool, colorful, vibrant, so much going on in there. Really neat place. In the end, all it was just junk food like candies and sodas and stuff like that. But the aesthetic of this place, I mean, look at that. Welcome to Horrorland, like Goosebumps thing. This place was so damn cool. Might get a cold drink and maybe a mystery box. Next up is the Mystic Museum, which they have a museum in like the back part and a whole shop area. They ran an Evil Dead kind of exhibit in the past, so that's probably why there was so much Evil Dead in here. But of course, there's, Friday the 13th, there was Sleepaway Camp, a whole bunch of different stuff. Neat little place. And what's cool is you're watching this, all of these things are all on the same damn road. So if you go here, you could literally just walk from one to the other to the other. They're all very close. It wasn't that far of a walk. Maybe we walked a total of a mile, like up and back. All of this stuff is just right there.
All right, into the next hotel. Follow the Casper backpack. April's gonna lead me to Amoeba. Say hi, April.
Hi.
It is kind of fun just kind of following the stars and seeing what you see along here as you walk.
All right, so we're at Amoeba Music. You probably put two and two together. We left that road. We did all those shops. We checked in our hotel. Now, right down the road from our hotel is Amoeba. This wasn't that far of a walk. And Amoeba was fun. I enjoyed it. It kind of got built up by a lot of people. Like, oh, Amoeba's amazing. It was a cool store. Don't get me wrong. But super, super crowded. Prices weren't anything special. It was just kind of fun to look through. I think maybe if I had more room to bring stuff home, I would have probably been more excited and dug more.
I like how they separate.
I know, it's really good.
Like Sean Baker having his own area. That's really cool. Bong Joon-ho. Frank Capra down there. Great set. Heavily. Yeah.
Done in Amoeba, grabbed a couple of titles, made our walk back, and on our way back to our hotel, we passed the Egyptian Theater, which is now owned by Netflix and had a Netflix store inside. Wasn't on the plan whatsoever. Literally, we just saw, oh, Netflix store, and kind of walked in. Very, very set to this, just a few franchises. Big Stranger Things area. They had Downton Abbey. There was some Pinocchio. A lot of Frankenstein, because this was currently they were playing Frankenstein in the Egyptian at that time. Yeah, it was a neat little store just to kind of see it, but we didn't get anything in here. But I would love to see a movie in the Egyptian. That would be really cool. Now we're just kind of continuing our walk back. A very iconic touristy area here. Think of this whole area as like Los Angeles' version of Times Square. That's essentially what this area is. But it has the El Capitan iconic theater. Roosevelt, where we stayed earlier, was right there. The Dolby Theater. This is where the Academy Awards are held. So it's touristy, but it's also got like steeped in movie history here. Wasn't too much to see at the Dolby Theater there, but yeah, just kind of walking around, killing time right now because our nighttime plans are still about 2 hours away. So see the Hollywood sign off in the distance. That was kind of neat. But now we're finally at our nighttime plans, which is to see Nightmare Before Christmas performed live with Danny Elfman and a whole bunch of other people. This was really cool.
This is Halloween, everybody medicine, trick or treat. What's this? What's this? There's something very wrong. What's this? There's people singing songs. What's this? The streets are like with little creatures laughing everybody.
Kidnap Mr. Santa Claus? I want to do it! That's not straws. No.
Jack said we should work together.
3 of a kind, birds of a feather, now and forever. La 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 la.
Kidnap the Santa Claus, fill him up with time. Throw away the key and then turn off all the lights.
Big hand for Mr. Keith David.
Santa Claus, huh? Woo! I'm really scared. So you're the one everybody's talking about. You're joking. You're joking. I can't believe my eyes. You're joking me. You gotta be. This can't be the right guy. He's ancient. He's ugly. I don't know which is worse. I might just split a seed now if I don't die laughing first. Welcome, Chanel Monet.
Goodbye, Jack. My dearest Jack. Oh, how I hope my premonition is wrong. I sense there's something in the wind that feels like tragedies at end. Although I'd like to stand by him, can't shake this feeling that I have. The worst is just around the bend, and does he know?
I couldn't believe it, but the encore was a freaking Oingo Boingo mini concert. Insane.
Parks and Recreation right there.
You're probably already getting the gist here, but this is kind of another filming location type day here. So we did the Father of the Bride house. We're in the Halloween area. That was the Michael Myers house. That was the hardware store you just saw that Michael Myers took the mask from. This is just a Mexican bakery across the road that we felt like getting some breakfast at. But yeah, filming locations is part of what made this trip. I love seeing the stuff that was actually like where the movies were filmed. It's really, really just, you can't get that experience in too many places. Like every horror fan is going to recognize this house right here. Laurie Strode sitting right there at the end, which I had April kind of replicate just without the pumpkin. Such a neat day, just kind of traveling around different filming locations. Again, you're a Halloween or horror fan, you know exactly where we are here too. Next up is Griffith Observatory, which is high on our list going into this trip. We knew we were going to make it here at some point. This is a filming location as well, so La La Land, Rebel Without a Cause, among other movies. I was very happy to be here. I was not happy with kind of the weather of the day. It was a little bit like hazy. It was hard to get a full clear view as I've seen in like other videos and pictures. We did get to see the Hollywood sign out there in the distance. Again, a little bit kind of hazy, but I'm happy we were finally there at least. Worth noting, if you ever want to come here, this place is completely free. You do have to pay if you want to park up here, but you can also park lower down and walk up, which a bunch of people did. So completely and utterly free. You could spend a couple hours here easily. Our next stop for the day was the Grove, which we parked here because we were walking over to the Academy Museum. But we figured may as well kind of walk around and see what the Grove has to offer, which one of the things they have is this absolutely ginormous Barnes & Noble. You'll see as the footage keeps going, this thing is 3 stories. There is so much here. Like, if I was going physical media shopping for, say, the Barnes & Noble sale at this place, man, I would love it. The selection was great. Selection of everything was great. So you Hollywood people that live near the Grove, if you're watching this, y'all are lucky. Barnes & Nobles are not typically this damn good. Named them. At this point, we're leaving our car in the parking garage for the Grove, and we're making our walk to the Academy Museum, which was on my kind of bucket list for years since this place got built, knowing, you know, you can go in here and there's tons of original props and costumes and history on the movies, constantly rotating exhibits. Absolutely like a place I would visit relatively often if I lived near it. I really, really, really enjoyed the Academy Museum. I'm a little jelly that it's all the way on the other coast instead of anywhere here. You know, New York City could use a place like this. I think they should build something like this in New York City. This is doing his, You know, I love the poster exhibit stuff. Oh, love that. There were some crazy nice ones. But you're going to see kind of throughout the clips an overall idea of what this museum has to offer if you've never been there, but I also purposely left out large chunks because this is a go and visit. You don't need to, watch this and get the whole idea on this museum. This is a see it and take it all in person type of museum. If you are a movie fan, and this is the place for you. Going here.
Authentically artificial. They have this heightened emotionality that comes from
It's quite weird. This room we're in was quite dark, like very dark, with just all of the original props kind of lit. Like, look at that, the Barbasol can from Jurassic Park. Oh my God. Light is natural light is kind of a disaster when it comes to things like props and stuff. So this is part preservation on why it's so dark in here, but there is some absolutely iconic pieces of costume and props in this room. I wonder how much they rotate this room out. Oh, I would just love to keep going back. This exhibit doesn't really need any introduction or me to say anything. It's freaking Jaws, man. This is one of the best movies of all time. People love Jaws, so kind of just take all this in because it's freaking Jaws. I was so close to original pieces of equipment used and props from Jaws. Oh my God. Oh, I want a picture next to that one. All right, so now we are in our next hotel, which is the Hollywood Historic Hotel. Man, we stayed in 7 hotels during this trip. 7. That was kind of cool hopping back and forth. But anyways, yeah, we dropped our stuff off and we went to Musso and Frank for dinner, which I really wanted to go here. This is a super iconic, really old, over 100-year-old restaurant that Charlie Chaplin had a booth here. Like, classic Hollywood ate at this place all the time. This is kind of a staple of Hollywood. Very, very expensive, though. I will say that. Alrighty, the next day, and we are at Sony Pictures Studio Tour, which this is the only tour we did not do as a VIP because there wasn't really a whole lot of difference, to be honest, between VIP and non-VIP. But this one starts you off immediately in this room that is just jam-packed with props galore. And again, I'm a nerd about this shit. I love seeing and being so close to the iconic pieces that were in movies we love. This room was so cool. I think we got 45 minutes or something like that in this room, and I felt like I kind of could have used more. Like, I wanted to really look close and read everything. We just didn't have kind of that amount of time, but this was awesome.
The design started with a simple, this bold organic shape was the basis of the final structure of our trees.
quicker. Sure.
Yeah, we gotta go quicker.
Thank you. I will accept this award.
So after they let us out of that room, this is where the kind of tour itself was actually going to start. This also only pictures. That's a very common thing with these tours is pictures only when you're actually on the lot. This one was so different than the other ones. So there was very game show focused. Like we got to be on the set for Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune. That was really cool. Very game show focused. And also focus on things like that's a Foley studio room. That's where they make the sound effects for the movies. Like this dove into kind of different aspects that I don't feel the other tours really dived into. So I really, really enjoyed the Sony one. It didn't have the same like, oh, look at this iconic, building, but still really awesome. And then that was the transition point to we're back at the Grove. We finished the studio tour, back at the Grove, because we're going to be doing a Q&A advanced screening which is going to have Russell Crowe. It's for Nuremberg, and I've never done one of these before. So, yeah, at this point, I'm super pumped.
Thank you so much for being here. Say hi to everyone all around the country. 250 theaters sold out to see this movie, which opens November 7th, just as a reminder. Thank you.
What sort of places?
Really?
What sort of places? Where?
Oh, different AMC theaters.
That's it? You don't have any more information for me? Well, wherever you are around the country, hello. Michael's one of the best that I've ever worked with. I love him. I think he's fantastic. I worked with him a few years ago on Man of Steel, and we basically spent 3 months in the gym together, working out this fight sequence we were going to do, so.
We're in downtown right now because we are headed to Grand Central Market. Really wanted to check this place out again. When you check out all the videos, Grand Central Market's kind of a staple. We're hungry. It's right across the street from Angel's Flight, which we didn't have the time to do, unfortunately. But we are here overall to get our food and then go see a Lakers game, which I'm super excited about a Lakers game. I don't even have an NBA team, to be honest. We watch a lot of WNBA. We're just starting to kind of watch NBA, so I don't have a team. But it's the Lakers, man. Like, it's an iconic team. So I was really pumped for this. All right, it's now time for another studio tour. This is the Paramount tour. We've just been clicking these tours off. This is the last one. Also, just like the others, this is very pictures only. It is what it is. I wish you could do more video like you could with Universal, but it is what it is. Like I said, it's pictures, but their studio tour was really damn good. I enjoyed it a lot. A lot of iconic shots, a lot of iconic movies were shot here. It offered this area right here. No other tour offered this. This is the archives room. And this is where the actual original films, the 35 millimeters, like original prints and stuff like that, for thousands of movies are housed in here. The trailers, the movies themselves. There was IMAX copies, all different types. Like this area blew my mind. If I could have spent, hours in there looking, I would have. No tour offered that besides this one. So kudos to Paramount. Then, of course, diving into more props and costumes and stuff like that, which, again, I'm a nerd about this shit. So I really enjoyed a lot of aspects. Like, the Paramount tour is damn good. I was having a hard time mentally, ranking them in my mind, besides I know that Warner's was the best, and that's about where I sit, is Warner is the best one. But we got food. All the VIP tours, they offer the food, so that's good. It was okay. It was nothing special, but it was much needed food. At this point, though, the tour is about wrapping up. A couple last things to show right after the food, and then they took us to this prop room with cars and other larger props. Again, I love this stuff, but unfortunately, this was the end of the tour type of thing. I think we got 20 minutes in here, 15 minutes, somewhere around there. I got to see Big Giant Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and props for Star Trek, so definitely very cool to be in here. Also pretty bummed, though, that this is the end of the tours. That made me very, very sad. I mean, it's it. It's almost over. The trip's getting close to being done. We may be winding down, but I got a couple more days of fun at least, dang it. And right here, we are going to see Jimmy Kimmel live. So this was to see, what's his name, Desmond whatever from Shark Tank, and Tessa Thompson was the other guest. When you book this, you don't know who the guests are. It was really awesome, though, to be part of an actual filming for a show. So kudos on that. I would have picked other guests, but it is what it is. And then we left. We got to see the outside of the TCL, see the outside of the Roosevelt again, and then it's time for a movie at the night to kind of wrap this night off, which we saw one battle after another in the Vista Theater in VistaVision, which was only shown in a really small amount of theaters across the country. Awesome. It's the next day, and we're in Anaheim now, and we're going to California Adventure. We've never been to either one of these parks. I mean, we haven't been to California before this, so we were very, very excited. I will say, being a person that has been to Orlando, I believe it's 5 times now, and been to Disney World, like I said, 5 times, California Adventure was okay. I didn't love it. Really, some really cool stuff in there. I ate some good food, but as a whole, I was kind of indifferent on California Adventure. If you're watching this and you're from that area and you love the park, kudos, power to you. I was kind of like, damn, I don't like it at near as much as any of the 4 for Disney World. Yeah, it is what it is. It's still Disney.
Right?
Yeah.
Or why you check out then?
Yep.
Nice.
This is the same day. We left California Adventure early, drove back into downtown LA, and we went to an event called Young Storytellers. This is an event where they essentially help train young kids to be storytellers and writers, and professional actors actually act out the stories that they made. It was a really neat event.
to show these writers, what they're capable of, what they can do, and then they're gonna get cast. Okay, Catherine's offer only, so we'll go past.
I am. I don't want to go after that. My name is Catherine Hahn. I'm 12 feet tall. First, I'm going to do Scared Teen. Now I'm going to do Witch's Cackle.
Lee, boy, tall. Charlie, girl, short. Huge fan of Darwin's YouTube channel. And Jesse, boy, glasses. Rachel looks to her friends.
I really have to use the bathroom. Will you go with me?
Interior school bathroom moments later.
Luigi, and an Italian accent, stands before a cracked mirror, practicing being intimidating.
Frittata, how you want to be treated? I'll make you a spicy mozzarella ball! A spicy meatball!
Not to do it all for you, that's cheating. I could get in trouble, and so could you.
Oh, Tiny Timmy's got a spine now, huh? Are you gonna cry for help? What are you gonna do about it, huh?
Thunder rumbles overhead. A small rain cloud appears and hovers directly over the bullies, soaking them.
Oi! This isn't funny, mate! Get it off us!
Rain Man watches and orchestrates the whole...
Opportunity to be a storyteller. I am out telling stories right now. I am out working on movies because of the position Jason Blum gave me, the safe.
We have yet another special guest here tonight. You may know him from The Hunger Games, Five Nights at Freddy's, or Future Man. Please help me welcome Josh Hutcherson.
I've never had play on music before. That's pretty cool. I like that. Give this Storyteller Award to Jason Blum for bringing us so many creative, captivating, and scary stories over the years. Give it up for Jason.
Look at this cool award. This is awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. So you guys are ready for Five Nights at Freddy's?
Look, I don't see anything wrong with being overprepared.
You know what? I want to see your side ghost. I'm coming over this weekend. You in, Luca?
Luca takes a puff of the inhaler and shrugs. Interiors.
The next day, back in Anaheim again, and this is for Disneyland, which I liked way more than California Adventure. Disneyland, I thought, was a legitimately damn good park. A lot of really good rides, lots of rides in general, but, classic Disney atmosphere. I would absolutely 100% for sure go back to Disneyland. I guess by proximity, I might go back to California Adventure, but this was a 5 out of 5 park. I enjoyed this immensely. So many cool rides. The one Star Wars ride is one of the best rides I've ever been on in my life. Like, holy cow. So, yeah, had a blast here. Just watching this footage, I want to go back. And what's crazy is in January, I have to go back out to California for work. And I'm going to drop April off, and she's going to get to go do Disneyland again. A little jelly, because she'll be doing that while I'm working. It's Halloween, and we started Halloween off in a cemetery. What a fitting way to start off. Yeah, so we went to the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, which is, if you probably heard of it, Johnny Ramone is there, along with, that's for the Fairbankses. A lot of iconic Hollywood and celebrities are in there. Mickey Rooney, lots of them. So we just kind of took a walk around. Anton Yelchin, I miss him. He was a great actor. Yeah, it was very peaceful, beautiful cemetery. In an interesting way to start off Halloween. Now we're at a different card store we stopped in right after the cemetery. We were mainly looking for a little bit of supplies for something. Figured we'd check the store out in general. We didn't walk out here with too much. But then we went back to that Burbank sports cards because I got a Stitch we pulled out of that Topps Chrome box that we picked up before. That's a $1,000 card. We sold it to the store so we could buy more cards. We are absolutely crazy. We got a bag full, and this is the stuff that we picked up. And we opened all of this in the damn car. It was fun. It was a fun time. Little bit more filming locations. This house is from the TV show The Goldbergs. And man, they didn't change much at anything. That this is totally the Goldbergs' house. And then, no joke, this is a mile away, 2 miles, something like that. Frickin' Nakatomi Plaza. I couldn't believe it. I got to see Nakatomi in person. Parking sucked, but I still got to see Nakatomi. But after those, it was go to the Biltmore Hotel, which is an iconic hotel, to check in because we're there for 2 nights. And this hotel was used in Ghostbusters, a Taylor Swift video, Beverly Hills Cop. Very iconic hotel. Lots of filming has happened here. Nice enough room. April's happy. We got a good view outside, right there in downtown. And hi. Even on the wall, they talk about stuff that has been filmed in the hotel. It's just neat. It's neat. Just a normal day waiting across the road with a damn robot. We're going to be headed to the Last Bookstore, which, if you collect or read books on, like, you look at Book Talk or YouTube videos for books, this is one of those very photogenic bookstores, let's just say. It's in a lot of different videos because they've got a lot of very cool areas for influencers to take pictures. I'll just say that. Very cool little bookstore, though. I enjoyed it. Definitely see why it's so popular. It is primarily used books. They might have had some new, and I just didn't notice. But we did pick up a couple of things in here because they were well priced and they were autographed. Now, April and I are walking towards a restaurant where we're going to be meeting our buddies, Huck and Mike. I can't believe I got to meet them. And we're going to see John Carpenter in concert.
Please drive home carefully. Christine is out there.
What a freaking incredible concert. Well, this is disappointing, but this is the final day. I mean, we fly out tomorrow morning bright and early, 6 a.m. So today we wanted to make sure we got an egg slut, which was on our list. And we tried like hell to get the Santa Monica Pier in earlier, and it just didn't work. I mean, you could tell if watching this video that we packed a lot in. We packed a lot in. That it was kind of... It took a lot of maneuvering to fit some stuff. And Santa Monica Pier waited until the bitter end. It's an iconic spot, though, and regardless of how much people that live there might think to it, like, I really wanted to go. April really wanted to go. Super happy we did. Beautiful. It just beautiful. The ocean's just great to look at. I can't swim. I drown, but the ocean's still awesome to look at. So I had such a blast on the Santa Monica Pier and the overall area. We just kind of stood on the boardwalk, watched the water crashing a little bit. Cellular, I think, was filmed at this pier, which Cellular's a great movie. We did bike riding between Venice Beach and the Santa Monica Pier, which that was awesome. I had a blast the final day. We just got to end things off with a nice shake to reward ourselves, and our vacation's done.
Hi. And now it's the haul. Let's dive into what we got over the trip. First, I'm just going to kind of dive through. This was the box we shipped back in. We took some stuff in the suitcase, and we had to ship a bunch of stuff back. So we'll kind of start diving into it. And before I do, by the way, I'm wearing one of the things we picked up. This thing is really nice. This Columbia Pictures like sweatshirt. I like it a lot. So when you saw in the video, we went to that It's a Wrap store. That was all like stuff that was used for movies and TV and everything. This, probably it's some extra in the background, but this is from that Arthur the King movie with Mark Wahlberg. Used in the movie. Don't know who wore it, but pretty cool. This one's even a little bit cooler. So this is Fusebox EV Solutions. This is for the TV show The Neighborhood. And this isn't just some generic thing, because this was specifically... I haven't watched The Neighborhood. This is April. She ran across this. She's like, oh, look, and pulled it off the rack. But that is from the show. And what's pretty cool, so that's the tag just saying that it was from a CBS show, or a CB. What was CB, April? CB was CBS. See, it is CBS. Okay. Oh, that's an S, CBS 25. Yeah, see? I haven't seen the show. But that says Lamar. Lamar is Kevin Pollak's character in the show. So this was either worn by Kevin Pollak or his backup shirt. Not quite sure, but it belonged for Kevin Pollak's character. Got another long sleeve shirt here. This is the Brooklyn Circus. I don't know this brand, but this is from a CBS show as well. Basically, I like long sleeves, and this thing was super cheap. That's why I got it. No idea what show this is intended for, used for, but yeah, I thought it was nice. So what the heck, $8, and then it was even cheaper. It was on sale, so good price. Just work our way through the box. Got a Billy Crystal book here, autographed. This was from Last Bookstore, which I must be missing. Where is the auto? I must have passed right by it. It's here, guys. It's here. Don't worry. Where the heck? There it is. I knew I'd find it at some point. Billy Crystal. This is signed by Molly Ringwald. And there's Molly. So a good price on that. That was a $30 book. Heck yeah, from Molly Ringwald. Also, Last Bookstore, got this Making of Independence Day. April picked up these books on, I mean, I know Shiloh, so she picked those up. Some odds and ends papers here from the Queen Mary, kind of just keepsake type stuff, so I brought that stuff home. There's a lot of stuff in here. So this, picked it up at the Academy Museum, Making of Monsters, and it is signed by a boatload of people. Very, very cool. Robert Englund got his star while we were there, but there were so many people we didn't end up staying, but it would have been cool to get him to sign because he did the foreword. But look at that. And it's signed by some like legends in here as well. So like composer right there did Cujo. Yeah, very, very, very cool. So cheap too, like $40. So many odds and ends. We got the program from the Academy Museum for the time frame we were there. Got E.T. This is our program from the Warner Brothers Studio tour, which phenomenal freaking tour. I loved that tour. Got the bag from Amoeba here, which if I can shake them out. We got Pendulum with George Papard here, Gene Seberg. That's cool. And we got Our Town with William Holden. So, yeah, they had a really good selection there. Amoeba was a very cool store. We're going to have another autographed book here. We got Allison Stoner. And there's her signature. It was a freaking beautiful signature. April packed the heck out of this. Let's unpack it. All right, that's a popcorn bucket from Universal Studios. It's so adorable and just dumb that I kind of wanted it. It's Hello Kitty, but like Chucky-ified. Yeah, good girls on the side. It's adorable. We're gonna have some clothing down here. April really packed the hell out of this. We got Disney's California Adventure shirt. That's for her. What do we got down here? This is... Come on, shirt. You got it. You got it. Paramount Pictures. That's a nice shirt. That'll be another book from the Last Bookstore. We've got more Disney shirts here. Well, shirt. Right there. Disney for 2025. She likes to get the shirts with the years on them if possible. So, Disneyland 2025. Yeah, she really loaded up on shirts. And then two more things in this box, which first one, let's check this out. Of course, I picked these ones out. I got myself a Holy Grail right here. Look at that. Yeah, I know there's all types of, like, you could get cheaper replicas and stuff for this, but it was there in Disney. You know, it's a Disney property now. I wanted it. I got it. That's so cool. Then obviously you know what this one is. Look at that. That is so cool. It's got decent weight to it, too. The shine, yeah, that is awesome. That'll look so good on the shelf. I love collecting prop replicas, so I just got those in pretty recently. Now I got those. Gonna set some nice displays up. Gonna get a nice case for those and set up a nice little Indiana Jones area. I have a lot going on right here. So we have a lot of badges right here. So like our Warner Brothers VIP tour, that's for the RIP tour for Universal. There's the Universal VIP tour. That is for Paramount, for Columbia, well, Sony Columbia Pictures. We've got like an Academy Museum pin for the football game we went to. Some more Universal. We got Warner Brothers from Sony. That's from the Queen Mary. They actually let us keep the room keys. More Queen Mary, like the Jaws exhibit at Academy Museum. Just really, really cool. Sony Pictures, Halloween Horror Nights, like TCM pins. A lot of really cool memorabilia here. Like, man, so many memories right here. I got a lot of work to do in my movie room, so excuse any mess you see. We've got Stitch right here. This came from Disneyland, of course. That's a popcorn bucket. We've got a Halloween Disneyland shirt that was my order, well, my item, but it's too damn big. I I picked up a 3X. I meant to pick up a 2X. That's stupid me. This is a freaking badass looking Jurassic Park shirt. Really, really like that shirt. I like that one a lot. Super comfy too. We got a used thing of Radaway because I thought that was awesome. That was from Horror Nights. We've got, that was from the Belasco. That was where we saw John Carpenter. That's just a, oh no, Bolt Up. That was from the Chargers game. Okay. Halloween Horror Nights pickup for me. I love Poltergeist, and that was my favorite house of Horror Nights. That is from the John Carpenter concert. Of course, They Live. And we've got stuff inside, including, again, we went VIP galore, guys. Seriously, VIP galore. We've got another VIP admit one in here. What else do we got? Oh, that was from the Hollywood Roosevelt. We actually took one of the waters from there because it was cool. I don't know. Why not? These are They Live glasses. These were like $10 at the concert, something like that. We've got a Sony Pictures Studio, what do you call it? Tote bag? Oh, there is something else. Nope, that's just the bottom of the tote bag. So that's everything in there. I got this from Huck, which is absolutely awesome. So generous of him. I have a copy of the movie that is in like a crummy combo pack, like 6 movies. I've looked for this individual release for a while in stores and never found it. This is amazing. So thoughtful. Yeah, it's going to go with the rest of all our autograph stuff. Super cool. Then we got more shirts to look at. I'm going to use April to help me pick up some of the shirts and show them better. So right there, of course, we got Nightmare Before Christmas, but turn it around. It has the concert and the actual date. So that's why she got it, because it's specifically to that concert, which is really cool. This is going to be a Warner Brothers Studio shirt. And on the back, it's kind of like a playful breakdown of the entire lot. So very cool. Got an Abbott Elementary shirt, which she just got purely because it's an Abbott shirt and you don't really see merch for that. Universal Studios Hollywood shirt, kind of the classic retro rides and everything. I bought this in my size, and it turned out she didn't like any other shirt as much as this, so we switched it out for her size, and now it's her shirt. This is a Horror Night shirt. This is going to be hers. Turn it around. And it lists out all of the houses from it. You could obviously tell where this came from, and this is my shirt, so it's John Carpenter. Of course I'm getting that. This is another John Carpenter shirt. Is there anything on the back, April? There we go. Live in Concert 2025. This is purely because there's actually a shirt for What Happened to Baby Jane. Like, that's so freaking cool. I couldn't believe that I saw that at the studio in their shop. This table is such a mess, but we've got a Dune hobby, well, actually 2 Dune hobby boxes here. These are just full of like NASCAR cards that we were trying to get back. This is an Inspector Gadget card, which, yeah, that cost a lot for what it was. These are super cool though. Celebrity Quad autographs. These were cheap too. What, 40 and 35. So we got Teresa Wright and Sandra D. There we go. These are both cut autos to make what they are, but they're Beckett authenticated. So very, very cool. It's like that's what the box for the Inspector Gadget looked like. It was 1 card. I wasn't too impressed with that. We did get the Don Russ WNBA box while we were there, which was crazy. Was harder to find at first, $450 for it. We didn't get the hits we wanted, but I was still super happy to open it. And these binders are going to consist of most of our card like hits that we actually got. So this is going to have a lot of NASCAR cards towards the back, which, you know, I'm sure you guys care heavily on NASCAR cards. But it will switch over to Disney Topps Chrome here in the front. And now into the next one. This is going to have a lot of our Dune cards. Well, a lot of our other cards, really. We got a signed Stellan Skarsgård. A Skarsgård, wrong one. But yeah, Stellan Skarsgård auto there. We got in Dune box, which was pretty cool to actually hit one of the autos at least. A ton of Dune cards here. Dune. May as well maybe work on getting this set. The hobby box is actually pretty damn cheap overall, too. Then we go into SpongeBob. We got the hobby box. We actually got the Nosferatu auto. That was pretty damn cool. There's our Stranger Things, which means, yep, there is auto for Natalie Dyer. So we got an auto out of that one. We got an auto out of SpongeBob. There's kind of the rest of our SpongeBob. Then we got into our WNBA box, our hits. So, like, there's an auto hit. Then just kind of a bunch of our other WNBA. More of our Topps Chrome hits. And that's kind of the rest of the cards that we got.
Something pretty surprising and kind of cool is the Paramount Tour actually offered, at the end of the tour, free posters. Full-size 27x40 posters. You got to pick what you wanted. I chose Running Man and Naked Gun. I thought that was awesome. And then this is a signed John Carpenter poster I bought during the concert. That was $100. And this signed John Carpenter poster came with my VIP package.
And kind of into the last little stuff, we got us on the Friends couch, April doing some Harry Potter stuff, us at the Jeopardy set, really cool, and us holding an actual Oscar. So that was amazing. All right, so that's everything. That's the whole vlog. That's the haul. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was quite a bit. I'm actually going back to LA very, very, very soon because of work. So I'm going to try to hit up some other fun stuff while I'm there.